$17 for 3 Filet-O-Fishes at McDonald's? Are you kidding me?
I don't have the money to buy fast food anymore.
Remember when fast food was actually fun? When a few bucks meant you could get a full meal, no questions asked? It was the go-to treat. Maybe not the healthiest, but it was always cheap. That basic promise is over. The glory days are behind us. That same meal today, it'll cost you. The cheap American meal is effectively dead. In fact, a 2024 Lending Tree survey found that a staggering 78% of Americans now consider fast food a luxury. So what happened? How did we get to a point where something that used to be shitty and cheap is now just expensive? With the help of some insider knowledge, I'll take you through this collapse and uncover the driving forces behind it. We'll look at why your burger costs so much, why the quality seems to be getting worse, and which brands are already going under. The story of how your burger and fries got so expensive is a complex one, but it breaks down into a few key parts. And it starts with a chart you might not expect. Over 95% of fast food locations are owned by franchisees, not the big corporation. They're the ones who actually control their own pricing. So if price hikes are the reason fast food is losing customers, the real question becomes, why did thousands of small business owners across the country all start raising prices like never before? Well, they got hit with a brutal double whammy: labor and food. First, let's talk about the people. Since 2021, labor costs for restaurants have been climbing at an unprecedented pace. This is a perfect storm of rising minimum wages, a super competitive job market, and workers demanding better pay just to keep up with their own bills. To cope, these franchise owners have two choices: hire fewer people or raise prices. Many are being forced to do both. That leads to overworked employees and longer wait times for you, all while you pay more. But that was only the first hit. The second was the food itself. You've seen it at the grocery store, but for restaurants, it's even worse. Supply chain chaos and soaring inflation hit them hard. The cost of essentials like beef, chicken, and even coffee saw double-digit price hikes. A 10% jump in food costs can erase 100% of the profit for a franchisee. So when you have labor costs and food costs both exploding at the same time, it's no wonder menu prices have skyrocketed. And it's not just about paying more for the ingredients, it's about getting less. This is shrinkflation. That disappointing moment you open a bag of fries and it's half empty, or realize your favorite sandwich is just smaller than it used to be. You're paying a premium for a product that is diminishing in size and often in quality. Now, you might be thinking that these companies just got greedy and are getting what they deserve. But that's not the whole story. While franchisees are facing real cost pressures, corporate profits tell a slightly different story. A recent analysis found that from 2014 to 2024, menu prices at McDonald's doubled on average, rising at more than double the actual rate of inflation over that decade. In the second quarter of 2025, McDonald's reported that its revenues rose 5% to $6.84 billion, beating analysts' expectations. This has led to accusations of greedflation, where companies use the cover of inflation to raise prices far beyond their costs, padding their bottom line at your expense. The infamous $18 Big Mac at a Connecticut McDonald's is a great example of overpricing. But the public outrage isn't the worst part for the owners. It's the domino effect that's been set in motion because of it. And it's accelerating the collapse, because now customers are asking themselves the question, what is fast food actually worth? Fast food was built on being cheap, but now that it isn't, customers are rethinking the value they're actually getting. It's an important distinction. Plenty of restaurants can charge $18 for a burger, but only if the experience justifies it. And it turns out the rising labor and food costs are the big reason why the fast food experience has only gotten worse. As a response to these rising costs, franchisees are starting to cut corners. They're running with fewer staff on every shift. The employees that are there are overworked. They might not prep that expensive chicken sandwich ahead of time because they don't want to have to throw it out if it isn't ordered. The result impacts every part of the experience. The prices are already up, but now the service is slower, and the employees are visibly unhappy. And because of this, the final domino is starting to fall, or what some in the industry call the death spiral. When service times go up, they can't push as many cars through the drive-thru during peak hours. Sales start to struggle, which puts even more pressure on costs, leading to more cuts in staff and quality. It all works together, and it's now working against most of these franchisees. This death spiral is already putting a lot of restaurants out of business. Increased prices with worse service is a recipe for disaster, and the consequences are coming home to roost. We've seen a bloodbath in 2024 and 2025. Red Lobster filed for bankruptcy after its endless shrimp promotion led to massive losses. TGI Fridays also filed for bankruptcy, shuttering dozens of locations after years of decline. We've also seen significant closures from chains like Denny's, and even a large Del Taco franchisee in Colorado went bankrupt. The very customer base these brands were built on, low and middle-income families, is being priced out. Even McDonald's CEO has commented on the double-digit decline in visits from low-income consumers. They've been abandoned. The American fast food industry is at a crossroads. The fundamental deal it made with the public, a decent meal for a low price, has been broken. The cheap is gone, leaving only the shitty, but now it comes at a premium. For this to change, fast food as a whole has to find a way to get its value equation back on track. The current experience is simply not worth the price.